Yeah, so that does actually bring up the communication with QWEB, and if you do have a particular assembly that you're interested in or looking for, or QWEB has updated it. So that's what this little refresh button down at the bottom left is for. I had been working in a beta version of the QWEB app, and Eli's like, "Hey, you better refresh that, buddy, for our our walkthrough." So I clicked refresh just to bring it up to speed to all of the latest and greatest content that QWEB is working on.
Yeah, and this next stream, which actually Tim got to experiment with a little bit as he proceeded with this project, is really acts a little bit differently. We all know that Revit has a great understanding of the actual enclosure systems, and that the people who prefabricate them are not quite as product specific as the loadable components in the system families. So what we're really working with here, if you open this stream up, is it's really a portal and a selector to fabricators, and to help you match yourself with the right fabricators, to send things to your general contractor or your spec writer, and also to really find the specialties you want if you have a design assist or other specialties. So Tim, on this project, I think you ended up looking for that specialty somewhere down during value engineering, right?
The region, whether it's out west. This particular project was in New England. Ratings and codes. Let's see.
We're really treating that more like specialties, Tim. We're making sure if you have something like Passive House or other things, we're matching you with a member who can do that. Everybody can build to US codes.
Yeah, so our particular need on this one was, I don't want to say it was an awkward structure, but it was a unique structure, and it did seem like it would be potentially testing the limits of pure, simple, light wood frame construction. And this custom fabrication integrated steel fabrication for our light wood frame system, predominantly light wood frame, but with a steel where it counts. We were looking for that. The manufacturer that we ended up having a pretty good round of SD back and forth, very supportive, and put together a pretty good design assist package for us was this NA Structures here. So that is just the top level. We can click on it and we can see the company. In this case, it was NA Structures. Gives a little background, phone number, Offsite wood systems, to select all type 3 wood frame, type 5 wood frame. At this point in time, we knew it was a type 5 structure. Wall by face. Here are our properties. Let's run and see where. So this QWEB wall structure, type 5. We'll do this type 3 with fiber cement panels. I'm in an exploratory mood. And by face, I can tab select all those faces. Revit does the hard work while we sit and watch. And here's our wood structure with the light wood frame on the outside and the CLT deck on the inside. Pretty nifty, early design.
Big challenge with Revit is doing detailing. And it's often a part for me that of Revit that is misunderstood and misused. And there's not a lot of energy and time spent on building great detailed component families. So all of these are CLT detailed components with a pattern integrated inside of it with a fixed height, but you can adjust the width. So when you select one, you have little blue arrows that pops up like this. And you can just move the arrows like this. There you go, right? And you can switch the type. If you select one of the CLT, you can switch from the different dimensions. So these are made separated from the 3D components that can be downloaded directly through the plugins. I guess, Eli, if I'm not mistaken, you have to request this.
Yeah, these are going to be held by the manufacturer. They would love to hear from you. It's the easiest way for us to make sure that they have responsibility for their details going forward, and we'll continue to have manufacturers add them. And as you get to the point this means you're really thinking about the system and using it, and that's great. And they want to send it to you. It saves us having to build all of that into the software quite yet. So, and you can actually go through the portal directly now. So this is really where the service portal that we're offering can become something where we can hear from you as you're at a time when you need something. We know we can find out what phase you're at and make sure you get what you need. So that's also within the Lightwood frame.
We can collapse these. That's handy. It's this. Right. It's this. This bar of buttons right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Ask for details. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Ask for details.
Yeah. So if you want to get these duty families, hit the ask for details button.
I will say right here, we will never spam you or call you unnecessarily. We're not selling anything. We want to be able to know how to help you, and you can let us know how to get in touch, and one of our team will be responding. This is a small team building free software, so we do appreciate your patience, but our manufacturers are really excited about making sure you have what you need early on. And I think that's really one of the big lessons for this from the wood industry, is that we often have ended up a little bit too far downstream, and it's hard to get back to what people wanted to use. And we also haven't really built the sort of standards and the families that the architect actually needs. And as Nicolas recently shared a slightly inflammatory statement about families and what makes a good family, and I've been trying to learn about this myself, but I see when he does that on social media, there's hundreds of responses passionate about what makes a good family. Do you have a picture of that one, Tim?
Yeah, I pulled it up before we did, just to see what it was, see what all the furor was all about.
So can you just scroll down a little bit below? Yeah. So this is a meme image. Let me just
may I click on that?
Yeah, okay. So that's a meme basically based on the kind of families, free Revit families that you find online. And often the problem is that people making these families don't really know what they're doing. So they might go overboard and build some sort of a super family that includes like hundreds of parameters like this, which is supposed to be a simple window family, for example. So one thing I've been advising Eli for sure is to be extremely careful with that, and to make the families lean and to make them, simple and efficient. And this post generated a lot of reactions. Apparently my thoughts about this, I'm not the only one to think about that. I didn't think I would get that kind of reaction for that little image, that little silly image.
I just want to say I'm surprised to see Shamila here, because I know her. She's local. I'm like, Nick, how did she's following RevitPure. That's awesome. Go ahead.
But at the same time, not everybody has the time to build their own perfect family. So this is where the wood industry is trying to step in and say, we know our materials are new. We know you don't have a lot of time. We know we have a lot of variety still in our industry. And so I think, Tim, your BIM manager and your team sort of captured it by giving me some guidelines and some things I needed to work with, right?
Yeah, Eric Bowman is very regulated. Used to work for Autodesk and Autodesk University, and has quite an antagonistic relationship with bloated Revit files, especially those that come from well-intentioned manufacturers. And he was part of the beta test, as well as Doug Graham, our structural studio leader. He was part of the beta test. His requests are a little bit further out, because it's obviously a difficult thing to just send structural information over the live wire without really being able to own it. But of these lean and mean families available. So
I think we should talk about the data part of this, because it's interesting. We're talking about multiple levels here. Sometimes there's a family that hasn't been built yet. But sometimes in the case of mass timber, it's a new material. And I can watch what somebody like your engineering group does and really see that they're understanding it really well. But at this point, there's not broad industry consensus about where that data goes yet. Or in some cases, like a mass timber floor, it's actually a material that has more data than Revit is currently used to working with. So it's a longitudinal material. It has a strong axis and a weak axis. And at this point, we decided to wait until the emerging standard and the downstream workflows become really obvious and talk to our manufacturers about what we see. And then we'll populate that data with the right in the right fields for the people who are using it.
Well, you also, Eli, you just were firing around a little bit at Autodesk with regard to the actual metadata fields that are available for structural analysis, especially when it comes to a new structural system, right? So I would imagine they've got something in the works.
I'm sure.
I also hope they're listening, right?
I'm sure they will hear this loud and clear, and I'm sure they know mass timber is coming. So rather than us do the work all at once, we're going to make sure that we get the actual dimensional standards out there, get the architects ready to spec them, listen to the engineers, and keep on adding the data from there.
That allows us in some not too distant future to share our model back with QWEB for a clean and efficient carbon metric analysis, right?
Yeah, what that is, we do understand that the use of walls by many firms is super advanced, and we're not going to change that at all. We are hoping to add to it with metrics for wood, and one of the ways that we can do that is to bring the power and the logic of our allied organizations' carbon calculators, and we can calibrate that with the BIM model. This is a long-term project, but we can quickly return you a carbon benefit statement of using wood versus other systems in the walls just by using, if you download one wall from us and it adds fields that we can calculate, we will be able to see those in your other walls and work forward to that. But so that's something on the service portal. If you want to request an embodied carbon benefit, it's beta. It comes to us. We really want to know how to help you with that at the right time. We have a bunch of tools we're working on behind the scenes, and we will integrate them with our wall packs here.
Glad to see it in the SD phase. Obviously, it's a big selling point up front in structural system comparisons and competitions. Obviously, the wood system is going to come back with better embodied carbon benefits, but if there isn't an easy way to calc those,
we're going to stay completely focused on the early LOD workflows here. Like the engineering, we're not going to try to become life cycle analysts, but we are trying to give you an early phase carbon benefit to promote the idea that you should design with wood first, optimize for wood, and then it'll be much more effective when you get to costing. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for your hard work up to this point. I want to thank Struxoff for doing a nice job building this, and I want to really thank the ongoing feedback that we're going to get to make this a really great content pack is really work that's going to be ongoing. So we have a great chance if you're downloading this and you want to be early to request or ask for new features or content packs. We're keeping all these great advisors like RevitPure around, and our beta testers are working through projects with us. So we really want to thank the marketplace for helping us to build a really good tool here.